Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A candy that is flavored with a mint oil. Often followed by a large number or amount or extent. He made a mint on the stock market. Form by stamping, punching, or printing. Any member of the mint family of plants. Any north temperate plant of the genus Mentha with aromatic leaves and small mauve flowers. A plant where money is coined by authority of the government. As if new. In mint condition. The leaves of a mint plant used fresh or candied. A candy that is flavored with a mint oil. A collection of things or persons to be handled together. Often followed by a large number or amount or extent. A batch of letters. All the loaves of bread baked at the same time. Batch together. Assemble or process as a batch. An agreement between parties, usually arrived at after discussion, fixing obligations of each. He rose to prominence through a series of shady deals. Wood that is easy to saw, from conifers such as pine or fir. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Succeed in doing, achieving, or producing something, with the limited or inadequate means available. Often followed by a large number or amount or extent. A deal of trouble. Direct the course of, manage or control. A particular instance of buying or selling. It was a package deal. Give out as one's portion or share. Act on verbally or in some form of artistic expression. This book deals with incest. Do business. Offer for sale as for one's livelihood. She deals in gold. Administer or bestow, as in small portions. Deal a blow to someone. The cards held in a card game by a given player at any given time. Be in charge of, act on, or dispose of. I can deal with this crew of workers. A plank of softwood, fir or pine board. Behave in a certain way towards others. He deals fairly with his employees. Distribute cards to the players in a game. Who's dealing? Give a specific card to a player. He dealt me the queen of spades. Sell. Deal hashish. Take action with respect to someone or something. How are we going to deal with this problem? The act of apportioning or distributing something. The captain was entrusted with the deal of provisions. The act of distributing playing cards. The deal was passed around the table clockwise. The type of treatment received, especially as the result of an agreement. He got a good deal on his car. An orderly crowd. A group of sheep or goats. Come together as in a cluster or flock. Often followed by a large number or amount or extent. A church congregation guided by a pastor. A group of birds. Move as a crowd or in a group. Tourists flocked to the shrine where the statue was said to have shed tears. Often followed by a large number or amount or extent. Often followed by a large number or amount or extent. often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. As many or as much as a hat will hold. A car that is old and unreliable. Arrange in stacks. Heap firewood around the fireplace. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A collection of objects laid on top of each other. Bestow in large quantities. He heaped him with work. Fill to overflow. Heap the platter with potatoes. An unofficial association of people or groups. They were an angry lot. Anything, straws or pebbles, etc. Taken or chosen at random. They drew lots for it. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A lot of money. Any collection in its entirety. Your overall circumstances or condition in life, including everything that happens to you. Has a happy lot. Administer or bestow, as in small portions. A parcel of land having fixed boundaries. He bought a lot on the lake. Divide into lots, as of land, for example. Old Testament, nephew of Abraham. God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah but chose to spare Lot and his family, who were told to flee without looking back at the destruction. The common people generally. Separate the warriors from the mass. The property of something that is great in magnitude. He received a mass of correspondence. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Formed of separate units gathered into a mass or whole. A body of matter without definite shape. A huge ice mass. A musical setting for a mass. An ill-structured collection of similar things, objects or people. A sequence of prayers constituting the Christian Eucharistic rite. Join together into a mass or collect or form a mass. Crowds were massing outside the palace. Roman Catholic Church and Protestant churches, the celebration of the Eucharist. The property of a body that causes it to have weight in a gravitational field. Informal terms for a difficult situation. A state of confusion and disorderliness. The house was a mess. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Make a mess of or create disorder in. He messed up his room. A large, military dining room where service personnel eat or relax. A meal eaten in a mess hall by service personnel. Eat in a mess hall. Soft semi-liquid food. A mess of porridge. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A landmass that projects well above its surroundings, higher than a hill. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. See the rest of the winners in our huge parcel of photos. Eat like a bird. Kiss lightly. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Bother persistently with trivial complaints. Eat by pecking it, like a bird. Hit lightly with a picking motion. A British imperial capacity measure, liquid or dry, equal to 2 gallons. A United States dry measure equal to 8 quarts or 537.605 cubic inches. The yarn, as in a rug or velvet or corduroy, that stands up from the weave. For uniform color and texture, tailors cut velvet with the pile running the same direction. A large sum of money, especially as pay or profit. Arrange in stacks. Fine soft dense hair, as the fine short hair of cattle or deer or the wool of sheep or the undercoat of certain dogs. A column of wood or steel or concrete that is driven into the ground to provide support for a structure. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A collection of objects laid on top of each other. Press tightly together or cram. A nuclear reactor that uses controlled nuclear fission to generate energy. Battery consisting of voltaic cells arranged in series, the earliest electric battery devised by Volta. Place or lay as if in a pile. The teacher piled work on the students until the parents protested. As much as necessary. I've had plenty, thanks. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. It must have cost plenty. A full supply. There was plenty of food for everyone. Slang for a paunch. A plumbing fixture for defecation and urination. A resistor with 3 terminals, the third being an adjustable center terminal, used to adjust voltages in radios and TV sets. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A container in which plants are cultivated. Street names for marijuana. The quantity contained in a pot. The cumulative amount involved in a game, such as poker. Metal or earthenware cooking vessel that is usually round and deep, often has a handle and lid. Plant in a pot. He potted the palm. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A foundation, usually on soft ground, consisting of an extended layer of reinforced concrete. A flat float, usually made of logs or planks, that can be used for transport or as a platform for swimmers. Make into a raft. Raft these logs. Transport on a raft. Raft wood down a river. Travel by raft in water. The ability to see, the visual faculty. The act of looking or seeing or observing. The range of vision. Out of sight of land. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Catch sight of. To perceive with the eyes. He caught sight of the king's men coming over the ridge. An instance of visual perception. The sight of his wife brought him back to reality. Anything that is seen. He was a familiar sight on the television. A range of mental vision. In his sight she could do no wrong. Take aim by looking through the sights of a gun, or other device. Move obliquely or sideways, usually in an uncontrolled manner. Turn sharply. Change direction abruptly. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A slew of journalists. The occurrence of a water flow resulting from sudden rain or melting snow. A sudden forceful flow. Often followed by of a large number or amount or extent. A large tall chimney through which combustion gases and smoke can be evacuated. A list in which the next item to be removed is the item most recently stored, LIFO. Arrange in stacks. Stack your books up on the shelves. A storage device that handles data so that the next item to be retrieved is the item most recently stored, LIFO. Often followed by of a large number or amount or extent. An orderly pile. Arrange the order of so as to increase one's winning chances. Stack the deck of cards. Load or cover with stacks. Stack a truck with boxes. Often followed by of a large number or amount or extent. Often followed by of a large number or amount or extent. A wad of money. Compress into a wad. Wad paper into the box. Crowd or pack to capacity. A wad of something chewable as tobacco. A small mass of soft material. He used a wad of cotton to wipe the counter. Form by stamping, punching, or printing. Strike coins. A flat metal piece, usually a disc, used as money. Make up. Coin phrases are words. Drive something violently into a location. A conspicuous success. A gentle blow. A score in 10 pins, knocking down all 10 with the first ball. He finished with 3 strikes in the 10th frame. Make a strategic, offensive, assault against an enemy, opponent, or a target. We must strike the enemy's oil fields. Affect or afflict suddenly, usually adversely. Touch or seem as if touching visually or audibly. Find unexpectedly. Remove by erasing or crossing out or as if by drawing a line. Please strike this remark from the record. Cause to experience suddenly. Have an emotional or cognitive impact upon. Form by stamping, punching, or printing. Strike coins. Smooth with a strickle. A group's refusal to work in protest against low pay or bad work conditions. The strike lasted more than a month before it was settled. Stop work in order to press demands. Produce by manipulating keys or strings of musical instruments. The pianist strikes a middle C. Occupy or take on. Strike a pose. Hit against. Come into sudden contact with. Attain. An attack that is intended to seize or inflict damage on or destroy an objective. The strike was scheduled to begin at dawn. Arrive at after reckoning, deliberating, and weighing. Strike a balance. Baseball. A pitch that the batter swings it and misses, or that the batter hits into foul territory, or that the batter does not swing it but the umpire judges to be in the area over home plate and between the batter's knees and shoulders. This pitcher throws more strikes than balls. Cause to form, an electric arc, between electrodes of an arc lamp. Strike an arc. Deliver a sharp blow, as with the hand, fist, or weapon. The opponent refused to strike. Disassemble a temporary structure, such as a tent or a theatrical set. After the show, we'll have to strike the set and pack up. Indicate a certain time by striking. Pierce with force. Produce by ignition or a blow. Strike fire from the flintstone. Without qualification. Used informally as, often pejorative, intensifiers. A perfect idiot. Make perfect or complete. Perfect your French in Paris. A tense of verbs used in describing action that has been completed, sometimes regarded as perfective aspect. Being complete of its kind and without defect or blemish. A perfect circle. Precisely accurate or exact. Perfect timing.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.